You're listening to Systemic Error Podcast. The failure was designed.
Trump DC golf course has a massive pest control problem. Health inspector report based on an article by Matthew Roser. Trump's filth problem is a power problem. The actual story. A Loudoun County inspector found flies, unsafe food temperatures, improper storage, and an overpowered sanitizer solution at Trump National Golf Club, Washington, D.C.'s restaurant. The source text also notes similar health citations at two other Trump-owned golf clubs in New York and flies at the Trump International Hotel in Chicago. Who controls the outcome? This is not a mystery story about bad luck in the kitchen. Trump owns the properties. Trump set the standards, chose the managers, and built the business culture that decides whether food is handled correctly or shoved through until someone from the county shows up. When the same name keeps appearing beside the same kind of citation, the relevant question is not whether a single employee made a mistake. It is what kind of operation repeatedly produces the same failures. The blame game is the point. Trump's familiar move is to turn accountability into persecution theater. The source says he has a history of blaming the people who identified the problem, including pursuing prosecutions widely regarded as frivolous against people he accused of sabotaging a reflecting pool renovation without evidence. That is the tell. Deliberate incompetence or neglect gets recast as sabotage, and the person doing the pointing becomes the villain. It is a useful trick for owners who do not want their own decisions examined. Cronyism is the operating system. The deeper pattern is not just bad hygiene. It is a governing style that treats public standards as inconveniences and quality control as something to bypass if a loyalist or insider can be handed the work instead. The source cites repeated use of no-bid contracts in Trump's second term for projects ranging from reflecting pool renovations to decorative work around the Lincoln Memorial and Lafayette Park. That is not merely administrative sloppiness. It is a preference for unaccountable power over competitive process, where results matter less than control. The rot is structural. The flies are the symptom. The structure is the story. A business empire that tolerates basic sanitation failures, a political operator who deflects blame onto critics, and a public contracting culture that sidesteps competitive safeguards all come from the same place: power insulated from consequences. When the same figure can botch operations, blame others, and still keep winning contracts or attention, the system is not correcting failure, it is rewarding it. Conclusion. This is why Trump world stories should not be read as isolated embarrassments. They are evidence of how authoritarian adjacent power actually functions in practice. Quality declines, accountability gets inverted, and institutions are expected to absorb the damage while the patron at the top keeps his name on the building. The issue is not a few flies. It is a political order that keeps putting the same people in charge and then acts surprised when the whole place starts to stink. You've been listening to Systemic Error. Thanks to AltaNet for today's article, with its automated voice of Bryce. Thanks for listening.